Welcome to Mini Slide Program 4. Your blocks for Program 4 need to be set up on the outer rim of your mini slide, except for your 9 o'clock, which is going to be on your inner ring. And Program 4 begins with slide and glide, so I need you to start with your left foot bumped up against your 9 o'clock block, and you're going to look for your 5 o'clock block. So I need you to hands on your hips to start. You're going to open up those hips, hit your 5 o'clock block nice and solid with the outer side of your right foot, and then slide your left foot to it. And then we're getting back to your 9 o'clock block, so slide it out and drag it to it. So this is a slide and a glide, and a slide and a glide. And you're going for 1 minute. Ready? And begin. Right foot open to 5, and glide 2. And you'll notice as you're doing this, I want you to get that pushing into the board, that sink down and come back up nice and tall. So it's that bulbous effect of your pelvic floor being trained to react to that up and down motion. Your pelvic floor muscles are getting stronger by controlling this on this low impact surface. Slide and glide, pushing into the ground, opening up those hips. Again, trying to get motion in that pelvis, trying to turn on all those pelvic floor muscles in all the different directions and the ways in which they work. Again, if you need to go slower with this motion, that's fine. You can really slow it down. If you feel like you're not having success in the beginning and you feel like you're leaking, but if you feel like you can go at a decent pace, then keep on going. Okay, next exercise is to slide just directly across to your 3 o'clock block. So it's that same slide and glide motion, but we're going from our 9 to our 3. So our right foot is leading, so it's going to look like this. A slide directly across and back. 1 minute. Ready and begin. Hit that block nice and solid. I notice that people, as they get going on this, they start to cheat and not get quite all the way there, or don't have their heel hit. I really want solid contact both directions with those blocks. As you drive down into the board, good, you're pushing down, and all that ground reaction force is pushing back up at you. So again, you're getting lots of muscular control here, which means strengthening going on. Pelvic floor reacting to all this movement and motion is making your pelvic floor muscles turn on, which means be engaged, which means get stronger. Okay, great work. Back to our 9 o'clock block, which is kind of our home base for the moment. And now we're going to do that same slide and glide exercise, but we're going to take that right hip, and instead of opening up to our 5, we're going to close down to our 1. So again, this is where I want you to really slow down the first few and take a moment, because you're going to be getting into that kind of funny snowplow type position, and then stand up tall. So if you feel like your heel isn't getting there all the way, you really need to spend some time and kind of lock that heel into place between those 2 blocks, and then bring it back up. So slide out, back up tall, slide and glide. So going to our 1 o'clock block, ready and begin. Slide and glide. Good, getting those hips to turn in, challenging the motion. Getting some lengthening going on in your hips and your glutes, which is great. Muscles need to be able to get long to be able to contract. So we want lengthening and strengthening here. Just focused on movement. Pay attention to your speed. If you need to slow it down, that's fine. As long as you're hitting those blocks solidly and feeling confident. The motion is great. job. Okay, and take a bit of a breather. Okay, I am now going to take my left shoe cover off here so that I have a really stable left foot. I'm going to place my left foot up against that 9 o'clock block. And this next movement is to open all the way up to my 6 and squat, and then bring myself back home to my 6. Or I'm sorry, to my 9. So it's open up to my 6, squat, and bring it back home to my 9. All right, 1 minute, and begin. Open up with my sliding foot, squat it down, drag it back home. Open up, opening up those hips, squatting, dropping, letting my hips come back, feeling like my fingertips are disappearing into the creases in my hips as I sit myself back and then slide it up. Again, pelvic floor works like a trampoline. It needs to extend and return, and that's what we're training it to do right now. Crucial for bladder function, be able to train that pelvic floor to react to this motion. This is similar to jumping motion, laughing, sneezing, coughing, except we're doing it and training it on this low impact surface. So hopefully you're going to find some success here and allow it to get stronger and feel better, and you'll be more confident as we open up, drop, and come all the way back. Okay, great job. Last one on this side. We need to do the opposite of that, so instead of opening up this time, you guessed it, we're going to close down to our 12. Again, this puts our hips in a pretty challenging position here. That's a lot of internal rotation, turning those toes in. So for me, I can't get much of a squat here. That's okay. You're going to do what works for you. A little bit of a squat is okay. And then return it on back home. So it's here, a little bit of a squat. I know it's not a lot. And then back home. All right, we're going 1 minute towards your 12 o'clock block. Ready, and begin. Slide it out. A little bit of a squat. It's okay if it's not a lot of motion. It just means that we're working on those hips. We're working on those tight muscles. We're trying to get them to engage, to do what they need to do. Close it down, squat. Keep those heels really bumped up against those 2 blocks. And bring it back home. Good. Control that motion. Really pushing into the board. Definitely feel some fatigue in those hips as we continue. Just trying to challenge you a little bit. Good work. Drop and return home. Challenge those hips, turn them in. Stretch those glutes, those hamstrings in the back. Bring it back home. Don't let that heel cheat off of that 9 o'clock block. And great work. Okay, we need to do the whole thing on the other side. So what I need you to do is get down and switch your blocks around. I need you to bump your 9 o'clock block back out to the outer ring. That means you need to bring that 3 o'clock block into the inner ring. I'm going to have you put that shoe cover back on while you're down here on the ground, because we're going to repeat our slide and glides, this time on our left foot being the lead. So when you're ready, I want you up against your 3 o'clock block here. And the first thing we're doing is looking for that 7 o'clock block, so we can open up that hip, open up, slide, and glide it 2, and then back home to your 3. So this 1 minute of slide and glide to your 7 o'clock block. Ready? And begin. 7 o'clock, slide, glide it 2, back out. Remember, you're going at a pace that works for you. You may have just had a baby. You may have had a prolapse. You're going to just make this motion really small. We want it to feel comfortable for the stage you're at. You may be a few years post-baby and feel like you're really trying to get your body back, your life back. Maybe you're actually sleeping again. So you can just pick up the pace to a little bit of a solid move here. Again, just really watching your form. I want hitting those blocks nice and solid. You're pushing into the ground. You're coming back up top. You're driving that pelvis down. You're loading that pelvic floor. You're exploding kind of back out of it. Teaching those muscles to react and get strong. Good work. It's happening. It's working for you. Pelvic motion. Pelvic floor is reacting, your core is reacting. It does not have a choice right now. It's doing what it needs to do. And now we're going to go to our 9 o'clock block. So our home is our 3. We're going straight across to our 9. And back up tall. Again, you sink in the middle. You push into that board, sink down, and stand up tall. For 1 minute. Ready, and begin. Push it down. Hit those blocks solid. Hit those heels up against the blocks, right? Make sure you're getting the hip motion that we're asking for. That's why these blocks are here. We want you to get the correct motion. We're driving you directionally to the place that you need to go to get that pelvis to turn on, get that pelvis to move, get it to rotate. Muscles only get stronger by movement. Right? We need to get them to engage. We need to get them to move to get stronger. Here we go. If I told you I was training to go for a run and I was just going to stand in one place and I was just going to squeeze my quads, these big muscles in the front, and that was really what was going to get me ready for my running race, you'd say, no way, that is never going to work. You need to do more than that. You need to run, you need to bend, you need to train. Okay, take a rest. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. That is why Kegels aren't enough. Kegels are an isometric contraction. That means you're just holding and squeezing, but you're not actually moving. We need those pelvic floor muscles to move to be able to engage. So this is going to help that. This is your moving like you need to move in life to get those muscles to turn on and do what they need to do. So here we go. We're on our 3 o'clock block. We'll go into our 11. Turning those toes in, hitting those blocks really solid. I know I need to work on this because I don't have a lot of motion in these hips here. Slide it, and glide it, and slide it, and glide it back. Every time, pushing into the board and coming back. Ready? 1 minute, and begin. Hit that block solid. Pushing into the board, standing up nice and tall. Good job. I know you're working hard, but to get the results that you want and to be able to feel confident about not leaking, we need to get these muscles turned on. We need to get them strong. And we need to teach them to stretch, relax, and lengthen. This program gets your pelvis doing all the things it needs to do to turn on those pelvic floor muscles and get them to engage. Good work. Keep on going. We've got 15 seconds left. Those hips may be screaming at you. Just slow it down if you need to. Hit those blocks solid. And rest. All right, great job. Now I need you to take off that right shoe cover so that you can have some stability here up against this 3 o'clock block here, because we're going to start by leading with our left, opening up to our 6, and giving it a nice big squat, and return home. Open up to your 6, nice big squat, return home. All right, 1 minute, ready, and begin. Open up to your 6. Keep that stationary foot there, hands on your hips. Let your fingertips disappear into those creases, and then stand back up nice and tall. Eyes up, chest up. Squat it down, stand back up nice and tall. Don't forget to breathe. Good. Just go as deep as you can go. Remember, everybody's at a different stage, feeling something different, but the motion is going to work for everybody. Open up those hips. Give a little squat. Slide it back around. Good work, 20 seconds. This stationary leg is doing some work too, so don't forget, you're pushing into the ground with this stationary leg. It is having to control some of that motion of bringing you back around. You're dragging this left leg, giving yourself some resistance, making it a little bit harder. Okay, good work. Whew. Last one. I'm going to turn my left foot in, hit that 12 o'clock block, and a little squat. And back home. And whew, I have even less motion on this side, so we'll see how this goes. All right, 1 minute towards your 12 o'clock block, and begin. Turn those toes in, little squat, and back up. It's all right, whatever you got. Challenge yourself, turn those hips in, keep those heels bumped up against those blocks. Remember, this is all new motion for you and your body. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself a break. Go at your own speed. Make the motion count. Just do what you can do. Every day, a little better. Good work. Great job. Program 4 complete.